Hello there and welcome to the Southampton versus Liverpool preview. I'm going to say straight away, I'm probably not going to do a lineup prediction. Because I just don't know who we're going to go for, who's going to line up. Is it going to be a first team performance? Is it going to be a lot of, of reserve team players or the things like that? And B, I don't know what's going to happen with Adriàn, or whether it's going to be Lonergan, however you say his name, in goal, or any of that sort of business. I don't know what's happening. Yesterday, I recorded my preview before I went to work, and I recorded it. Felt like I was going to go with like Adriàn and some of the first team players. There could be changes here and there and that, and then obviously all the video footage comes out yesterday about Adriàn getting two-footed by a fan. Now, whether it was a Liverpool fan or not, and he just slipped and slided, or was it a malicious two-footed challenge, I don't know, and I don't think anybody is going to know at all. All people are doing now that are Liverpool fans are wanting to find out who the guy was and give him a bit of a pasting. Mistakes happen. If it was a Liverpool fan, there's no way he's going to go and two-foot Adriàn on purpose. That's just my opinion. It looks like he's running, tries to stop himself, and if it's wet grass, then he just slips, he falls over, and he goes two-footed into Adriàn. Now, if it's a Chelsea fan, different matter. It's one of those things. I don't know how people are going to deal with it. However, Adriàn has apparently said himself that he is feeling a lot better, and he's really hoping that he will be fit to play. As I think we all are hoping that he'll be fit to play. With Alisson out as well right now, Lonergan, I don't actually know who he is, because he was going to be a third choice keeper. I just thought, okay, cool, we've got a third choice keeper. Spot on. I didn't go and research who he was, didn't go and look at who he was, where he had played. I think he's 35 years old and he could be the oldest debutant or something like that if he does make an appearance. In terms of the rest of the team, I don't know. You could see the first team depending on how efficient the recovery has been since Wednesday night, but that was an exhausting game. Not only as a fan, but most definitely as an athlete and a footballer. Most definitely that was an exhausting game. Guys that you could see, that you just think, that have that mentality and the physicality about it as well, like a Sadio Mane, who comes out and says, I haven't had a day off in 7 years. As a professional footballer, tiredness isn't a thing. Sadio Mane could play, that's cool. Salah seems to have great fitness right now. Bobby Firmino, those types of guys as well. It honestly just depends how the recovery went midweek. It really does. Like Thursday and Friday yesterday, how has that recovery gone? And it's really, you could put out any lineup that you want, and I don't know. As I say, I don't know who is going to play. Is there going to be a curveball with the defence? Like, is Virgil van Dijk going to play? I remember some of the camera pans and stuff like that when we were playing on Wednesday night, and there's some winces of pain from Van Dijk and that as well. Fabinho obviously got cramp. This is why I can't do a starting 11 prediction. I honestly cannot think. I have been trying to think who could play. I know who I want to play. Obviously I know who I want to play in that game, which would be as close to the first team as possible. Because I feel that that's what we should do. Right up until the Champions League rolls around, we should go as first team, as strong as possible against every opponent. That's my opinion. But I don't know how we're going to do it. It might sound dramatic. I don't know what's going to happen. Blah, oh my God, But it is, it's still early. It's very, very early on in the season. Second game of the Premier League, and yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'll go through who I would like to see play, and whether they do play or not, I don't know. Now, there's rumours and speculation going around about who is going to play left back, right back. Are they going to actually try and bring in like a Larouci, or maybe Jan Hover? I think that's his name. Jan Hover, might be, or Hoover. or as long as we've got people playing those positions. And I think those guys actually did well in pre-season as well. I think they were some of the bright sparks in pre-season as well. I always say that Virgil van Dijk is a shoo-in. He is a must. If he's not in that back line, especially as it is right now, where it's not as solid as it should be, as it has been, last year, then I think we've got problems. I think the only thing that really came out of Wednesday night for me, definitely, Joe Gomez is not a fullback and should never ever be played as a fullback again. And I am really not criticising Joe Gomez for that. What it means is Joe Gomez is a centre back, and he should play centre back forevermore. If Joe Gomez is going to be on the pitch, he should be there as a centre back, not as a full back. He's had his, I think, when he was a little bit younger, a couple of seasons ago, and that when he was playing, I think, left back or something like that. Yeah, totally, that's fine. He was getting in the team. He was a young lad. He'd come from Charlton. Fine, let's play him there, get him some experience. But now that we can see what he can do as a centre back when he's fully integrated into the team and he's alongside Virgil, then absolutely as a centre back. That's how it should be, not as a full back. He just does not have for me, he doesn't have the sensibilities of a full back, And alright, he wasn't getting a lot of protection by Salah or whoever was playing right hand side first half on Wednesday night against Chelsea, but he doesn't have enough pace to deal with the modern winger. That is just my opinion. That's where you need Trent Alexander-Arnold, you need Hoover to play there as well. That's just my opinion anyway. So if we could, I'd love to see Joe Gomez in at centre back. But honestly, I actually want to see Joel Matip continue as centre back as well. It's a difficult one. We're not going to play a back three to accommodate three centre backs and Lovren on the bench now. But I think that for continuity's sake, I'd like to see the partnership of Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip in this game if we can. Again, remember this starting line prediction is based on what I would like to see, not on what I think we will see, because God knows what's going to happen fitness-wise for everybody. Andy Robertson, maybe, but again, if Larouci comes in, then it'll be a hell of an experience for him. It'll be sort of in at the deep end against Southampton, but I'm not opposed to it either. And the exact same thing with Hoover, who's got a bit more experience in the first team than Larouci. I'm not opposed to seeing either of those guys, but I just don't want to see Joe Gomez stuck out at right back again, just to have a different option. Midfield, Fabinho is a doubt, definitely, because of his hamstring cramp or whatever muscle cramp that he had the other night. Still took a penalty though in the penalty shootout, and he seemed to walk away okay. So again, it depends how recovery's gone. But if he's available, great. I want Fabinho in there. One person we know who is going to miss the game is Naby Keita. He limped out of training on Tuesday ahead of Wednesday, and yes, he will definitely miss this game. So a little bit gutting, because I like Naby Keita and I'd like to see him play a lot more than he did last year, and hopefully he's not going to become like the midfield Daniel Sturridge in terms of injuries. So instead of that, I would possibly go for bringing Oxlade-Chamberlain into midfield alongside Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. Now, I know that takes out Gini Wijnaldum, but I just feel we might need a little bit more pace and moving the ball forward. And I think that Oxlade-Chamberlain can get us that. Now, especially with the fact that I think Klopp wants to give Ox as many minutes as he can, I think that this could be a good game to do it in as well. And it would also then give Gini Wijnaldum a bit of a rest. That's just my opinion. We saw on Wednesday night that Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's not a winger. He's got the pace to sort of be a winger if they really wanted him to be, but we've seen how he can flourish in the central of midfield. So I think that would be the best place to play him, and especially alongside Henderson and Fabinho, I think that would just be the better option in my opinion right now. And then in terms of the front line, Mane seems to want to play all the time, which is fantastic. And if he is actually, fit enough to do that, great. I'd love to see him start. Same with Salah and the same with Firmino. Firmino is absolutely key to how our system works. I think I've said this over the last year and maybe even the year before. No one No one in world football that I know of does what Firmino does in terms of dropping back into the midfield, dropping back into the rest of the play, picking that ball up, moving it forward in whichever way, or moving it out sideways to Salah, sideways to Mane, or whichever way. No one does the job that Firmino does, and I think that is why sometimes we struggle if we don't play him. So I think you're never going to get another Bobby Firmino. You're just not. I don't know many other players that have that type of work rate and that engine and the desire not to just be a striker, and stay up front, but to really work for the team, work so hard, and be such a gifted footballer as well. Like he's a brilliant footballer, and I want to see Bobby play as much as possible. And the same with Salah. Now, obviously, options that we've got if either of those don't play. You've got Divock Origi could play up front, or you've got Xherdan Shaqiri, who I think could feel a little bit hard done by on Wednesday night when you see Oxlade-Chamberlain lining up as a winger, and it's like, well, Shaqiri's on the bench. Can he not play? He's a winger. He's an actual winger. That would have been nice, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, we definitely still have options that can come in, do a good job against Southampton. Southampton's not going to be an easy game. People might look at it and say, well, they got, smacked 3-0 by Burnley. Chelsea got smacked 4-0 by Man United, and everyone thought that we were going to walk through Chelsea on Wednesday night. And it's not the case. Sometimes taking a hard beating, a really difficult beating where you've been beaten 3-0 and you didn't really have, many opportunities, sometimes that can be a kick in the arse more than winning can. Taking a loss like that can sometimes be the wake-up call that's like, you know what, we need to change some things. We need to go out there, put the pressure on. And I'll never forget when we played Southampton last time, I think it was, we 3-1 at St Mary's. They went 1-0 up within like 7 minutes against us. And I think it was Shane Long that scored the goal. And it was just like, that really shook us, especially as fans. I don't think we really came into that game until the second half either. And ended up winning 3-1, but that was just down to pure quality, to be honest. Like the quality going forward. So, yeah, Southampton's going to be a difficult game. Like, make no mistake, I am not expecting an easy game, especially with the fact that nobody knows how we're going to line up today. No one knows how we're going to line up today. 3 o'clock kickoff. I have no idea. We don't know who's going to be in goal. That's my major concern. Who's going to be in goal? Is it going to be Lonergan, or is it going to be Adriàn? I hope it's Adriàn. I really do. No offense to Lonergan, or I don't know how you say his name, but I don't think he's ever played at this level before. And if he did, it might have been a long time ago. And it's Southampton. It's just not a. I don't know. It's going to be a dangerous game, I think, and it's one that I'm a bit wary of. I am very, very wary of it, because I don't think, losing a game at this stage of the season isn't the be-all and end-all, but it takes you immediately off the pace of the top 4 and the top spot on the league as well. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Who do you think is going to play? How do you think we're going to line up? Because genuinely, I've been racking my brain, and I've gone for who I would like to start, but I have no idea of knowing who actually will start this game. I've no idea. I really don't. I'm just hoping that we can somehow get a good result regardless of performance. I really do. I'd take a 1-0 in the 91st minute. I really would. I'd take that with both hands right now. You could snap off my hands right now, and I'd take that result. Definitely. Let me know what you think in the comments below. How do you think we're going to line up, and what do you think the result is going to be today? Come on, Liverpool. Come on, let's do this. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like this video and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again. Have a great day, guys, and I'll catch you later.